Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast they call Comes Naturally. And as always, we ask you to do a couple things before we get started. First, like and share us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is...
At Comes Natural Pod.
Wait, one more time?
At Comes Natural Pod.
There we go. That's better. And then go to iTunes, subscribe to us, rate and review. And now we'll get the show started proper. Cody.
Comes naturally, we are.
Joe.
Mike.
I am Cody. Special guests today are... Being erased.
Oh,
Yes!
Adam.
Fuck Adam.
Let's just move this over here.
That's right.
We have one special guest. His name's Adam.
You have the
Because
most important special guest ever.
Eric is not here.
Whoa. Is that guy still around? What's he doing?
Oh, he's plenty around.
Oh.
That's mean. I
Low
shouldn't say
blow,
that.
bro. Low blow, bro.
Just waist high.
Because he's tall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, first order of business. All 5 of us have seen The Squad of Suicide.
Yes.
So we are going to give our impressions of the movie. We'll say favorite scene from the movie as well. So one scene. One scene you get to pick. And then we'll go from there. So we'll start with Mike because it looks like he's ready.
Yeah.
So that's a
You
no.
had that
No, no,
ready
I'm ready,
face.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So-
Game face, son.
First, I was really confused because they had like I'm not really
Well, yeah, you glossed
like
over for a second.
Well, he did like the gloss, but he's also like Cody just fucked us all. Like I'm not ready for any of this.
I was
like,
actually
I'm-
expecting you to point
I
at me.
am-
I was, and that's why I did
I am
that.
also less than a week removed from a concussion, so I might just go in
It's
and
fine.
out of stories.
He's like, so what I liked about this movie
Is-
is Captain America was like throwing shit, and that one guy in the pajamas was shooting that. What's the stuff spiders have?
And
And Catwoman?
Andy likes
Oh
pie.
my god. Yeah.
Halle
Pie,
Berry
he
was
likes
amazing.
so this could be a good one, guys.
Fucking hurt my soul so much to make that
you're
joke.
the one who said Halle Berry was amazing. It's your fault.
I think my heart's giving out. Michael, your
Yeah.
impression. So what'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah, you did.
I was really excited about this movie going in, and if you listen to this podcast a lot, you probably know I'm a little bit more forgiving on movies that like Cody will blast and Joe will blast, but I was really excited about this. I went in, all the reviews were fucking horrendous, which made me like worried a little bit with just how uniformly bad they were. and it seemed like all of the reviews were complaining about different things too. And so I was like, oh, so that's good. Everyone hates this movie for different reasons. And I'm like, that's not a good sign. But still went in, still super stoked, watched it, and I honestly could not understand why this movie was getting blasted. Like it was literally everything I was hoping it was going to be. It didn't disappoint. I know a lot of people might have an issue with how they kind of introduced everybody, but it felt so classic comic book to me that I kind of loved it. It was basically like a splash page intro for each character with a little background bio. Like I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. And then like other reviews I heard is like the movie lost its humor halfway through. And so I was kind of waiting for that, and then like I thought it was hilarious all the way through. Like when it was a pause for action, and then they did the humor. I thought it timed out really well. I thought everything was really good. So yeah, dude, it's an A+ for me. Like I was thoroughly enjoyed the movie. My favorite scene is rough because there's a lot to choose from, but
I can't.
This makes me laugh a little bit because I know Joe kind of hates Will Smith.
Hate's a strong word.
Hate's
Yeah.
a strong
It's
word.
right, nailed that on the head.
It-
Like, it's correct to say that he hates him, but it's a strong word.
But like Will Smith, when's the last time he had like that good summer blockbuster? Like that was kind of his thing for a long time.
Independence Day.
No, he had more since then. But like he's always kind of like, you know, tons of charisma, doing the action thing. He's always likable, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I hope this is like a throwback Will Smith movie. And it was. And I was so excited. And one of my favorite parts was the first like real big Suicide Squad like squad battle is when they see those do you know they have an actual name?
Multi-eye squishy heads.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like instantly I want to say alien creature things. They're not aliens though. They're just kind of
Species.
Witchcraft thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they looked really cool. I really like the way they looked because it
Like super herpes. I don't know.
yeah like but their whole head.
Well,
Really
she had
odd.
to she had to kiss them in order to turn them into it. So it's like
Yeah.
super
Did she
herpes.
have to though?
She
I think
well,
she
well
just
we
wanted
only
to.
She
we,
could.
with a
She,
couple of
she. I
them.
mean,
we only
'Cause she's a
saw
lure.
the transformation when she transformed the one dude.
I
by
think that was a
kissing him.
choice. She's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna make out with these dudes.
All of them.
Here's some 6,000-year-old herps, and then that's what happens. Like,
Exactly, that's what I
in
mean.
6,000 years, when Tommy Lee gets like resurrected from the dead,
Yeah.
he's gonna be passing that shit on. Like
Yep.
it's gonna be rough.
So, Tommy Lee is going to be the Enchantress when
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
is resurrected. Is that what you're
Well-
saying right now?
Yes.
Similarly, yeah.
All right.
Yes. Just
Sounds good to me.
drum solos for days. But my favorite scene was when you first see them and they get into a battle and you're watching everyone and like Diablo kind of just tilts back, but it's not his time yet. But Boomerang runs away basically, but then is kind of forced to fight, so like reluctantly trying to help out. That's when you get like a real good taste of Harley Quinn action, which was super dope. And then just the end of it where everyone else is falling back and then Deadshot is just like, I got this shit, and he just goes crazy and shoots the shit out of
And
her,
everyone's
buddy.
jaws drop.
And everyone's
They're
just
just-
watching him, and he's
Yeah.
just climbing forward, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. So yeah, that would probably be my favorite scene. It's just like everything that was going on in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right, Joseph, your impression and favorite scene.
So I'm gonna pretty much echo everything that Mike said. It was actually a really good movie. I only had a problem with the beginning, and that's literally just because it had to introduce all these characters, and it just felt like it did it really fast. You know, because I would want them to, you know, expand it out. You know, it'd be awesome if they had their own individual movies and stuff. And I understand why they did it, why they had to do it.
Because we don't have 4 hours to sit and watch the movie.
Exactly.
I mean, I do, but apparently they don't want to do that.
The general public does not.
Well, I mean, imagine this movie was pushing 2 hours, was
Yeah.
$175
It felt
million.
fast though, didn't it?
Oh, yeah,
once
for
it
sure.
like
Like when it got done, I was like, Jesus.
and that's
like-
what once it got past the beginning, once it got past the forced, you know, introduction of the main cast, it just went fast, and it was a really good movie.
And that's why I specifically pointed it out that I actually really liked it, because everyone had like obviously Deadshot, Harley Quinn was the two they were really focusing on,
yeah.
but everyone else kind of I think I don't know how you could have done it better and kept the runtime under 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I agree with you. That's why I'm saying like it would have been better if like they would have had their own separate movies. To
I wonder if they
introduce them.
shot more stuff that's gonna come out in like the director's edition.
I'm sure they did.
Well, if the rumors stay true to what's come out, and I think it's
With
more
Leto,
than rumors,
yeah.
that Leto said they shot so much Joker footage that it could be its own movie.
Yeah,
which is
and Harley
awesome.
Quinn, Margot Robbie even said that there's a lot of Joker Harley stuff
Yep.
that got left out because it gave too many long pauses between the action.
Yeah.
And the other one that's now being more factual because it's come out of a lot of different sources is that there's a darker cut of the movie, which was David Ayer's original cut. Then there's the one we all saw, which is a bunch of stuff from the reshoot that they did because the Warner Brothers went through and basically made another cut of it and said this is what we want, and it tested better, air quotes, tested better. So then they made him they gave him the money to do the reshoots, and so he went and reshot those scenes, which was supposed to add a lot more of the humor to it that we saw, and make it not as dark because they were afraid that what the reason that people didn't like Batman and Superman is because it was too dark. Not the reason everyone didn't like Batman and Superman,
But
Agreed.
a lot of people
Yes,
can't
a lot-
handle a dark
Yes.
movie for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
reason.
Because if it's not Christopher Nolan,
It's
it
gotta be
has
Marvel.
to be Adam West.
66,
Right.
yeah.
Like that's the only spectrum of DC movies that you're allowed to have. The super real, but overly not like spooky dark. You know, it's still,
But still
like
dark.
you know.
and then
but then you have to have like Biff Pow Bang.
Like,
Holy,
I
hello,
love-
Batman, hello, Batman, you know.
I love the Nolan Batman movies a lot, but like if you take Batman as a character out of that, it's a really dope detective
Yeah.
movie. You know what I mean?
if he
like,
doesn't wear a
it's-
bat suit,
yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
comic booky about it. You know what I mean? Like
it's very
there's-
real.
Yeah. And so, and I'm not, that's not a knock. Like, that's the direction they want to go in, and he fucking nailed it. But I'm like, why can't we have a Batman be more like the Batman we're getting right now with a very impractical but super dope looking Batmobile and
Right.
and able to do crazy shit like throw full crates at people with their batter, like all the cool shit that
Stab a
Batman has been
motherfucker to a
doing.
wall.
Yeah, the greatest scene ever, by the way. But yeah,
Stab me.
so
I'll stab you right the fuck back.
so I don't get why people just can't handle like I still hear people say, oh, they should have had Bell play Batman. It's like, get the fuck over it, dude. You had
Not needed.
19 hours of movies with him.
Right.
Like, it's over. Like, that story's done. Like, people for some reason are still, even this day and age where we have reboots 2 years later, are still confused that it's a different storyline.
Because the mass public are fucking retards.
Yeah, they are.
Hence the reason stuff like Ghostbusters is in threat not to get a sequel because they're $74 million short of what they need to be guaranteed a sequel. Even though
To be guaranteed.
yeah, a
I
guaranteed
still
sequel.
think they throw it out, though. I still
We'll
think
see how
they
it does.
bite the bullet.
They need to do
China, not getting China really fucked them.
yeah, not getting China, and that may fuck Suicide Squad too if they don't end up getting China too, because China has I don't know, most of the fucking population. Every single person in that goddamn country.
And
goes
they
to
only
see
show,
movies.
what, 13 movies a year?
13 movies a year. They get 1 a month and 2 in December.
Because, Christmas time. More movies.
Note to self.
Yeah,
And it's not a choice because you literally get 1 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't get like this month they don't get Jason Bourne. Last month they don't get Jason Bourne, and they get Suicide Squad. They would
one or the
get
other.
Jason Bourne the end of the month when it's released, so they have fucking 3 days to watch it, and then the next movie whenever it's released they have that much time to watch the next one. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
just gonna
the
go
movie
and
industry
stay
over there is really highly controlled, and
So is
I'm not
everything else, though.
I'm not surprised that
Let me say this: they get
Ghostbusters-
13 Western movies.
Yeah.
They get their own
Right, they get
movies.
their own, of
Yeah,
course,
it's just
Yeah.
the stuff that's allowed to be imported,
Yes.
and they didn't get Ghostbusters because
It had ghosts.
it has
have
ghosts
ghosts.
in it, and the government has a stipulation that ghosts don't exist. So you can't.
that's an actual thing.
What is
Such
Chinese
backward
culture?
ass
They have a
thinking.
whole bunch of
They don't have
stuff.
ghosts. They have jinns. They have not jinns. They have what? I don't remember, Anis or something. I can't remember what they're called in China.
But
Okay.
it's like, it is a real
fucking
big
thing.
part of their
Yeah.
their culture. It's really weird how they want. I don't know. Seems odd to me.
But that's also like stuff that's imported.
Yeah,
They can, like Cody said, they have their own.
they have a
You know,
huge industry.
But
Like,
Suicide
industry.
Squad did good money though. It did, despite the horrendous reviews. It did pretty good money. It took, like, they posted that it had a pretty sharp drop on Saturday, and they're attributing it up to like poor word of mouth. But then like Monday, it took in like an abnormally high amount for a weekday.
yeah, and then Tuesday it dropped again, but that's a usual Tuesday.
But that's a
thing anyways.
usual Tuesday drop. Like that was a on like
Yeah. And the reason
very
why
on
is because
scale drop.
majority of theaters around the country give you discounted movies on Tuesdays
Yeah.
because nothing new comes out on Tuesdays, and they need to bump that revenue stream up because Wednesdays and obviously Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays are your big number
So
days.
we'll see
because of
with this second weekend that it's out, if like the word of mouth travels, and if it takes not like a crazy good bump or anything like that, but if it just takes the normal drop that second week movies take, it's gonna make more than enough money to greenlight the sequel. And I think they should have everyone come back.
Oh yeah, I think
'Cause
so too.
Those
Well, they're
director,
at-
everybody.
I think they're at their budget already. Like they're almost over.
Yeah, but if they
they need to.
but if
come
it
close to doubling
bombs,
to get it, yeah.
if it gets fucked and doesn't double its money from this
Completely
point,
drops off and doesn't.
because the rule of thumb is, and this holds true 90% of the time, is first 2 weeks is half of what you're gonna make on a run.
Yeah.
So if the second week, and they don't double that, like they might be like, oh, let's just cut and do the individuals, But I still think it's gonna get. I mean,
This weekend's gonna be tough though because it does have Pete's Dragon, which is getting stellar reviews across the board.
Looks really good.
Yeah, but
it
I still think
but that I mean again,
Suicide
that's
Squad's
a
good
family
counter
movie.
programming for it.
Yeah, but the other bad thing too is Sasha's Party comes out this weekend, and it's getting really good reviews, and it's rated R,
No.
And that
Which-
would be the thing that
and
goes up
that's-
against
yeah,
Suicide
that's the
Squad.
thing that's going to hurt Suicide
But
Squad
see,
because those people will choose.
the thing with Sausage Party coming out is we always forget the junior high crowd.
Oh,
is
yeah.
really fucking important in this run.
Yeah.
And so with a movie like all these kids that are getting dropped off going to watch Sausage Party, they're not going to be able to get in. They're not going to watch Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
They're going to want to go at least
next
buy
best thing, yeah.
buy tickets to Suicide Squad and then probably
Yeah,
sneak
and
into
sneak
Sausage
into
Party.
Sausage
Or just watch Suicide Squad because it's super dope. But
Right.
we'll see how it goes.
But hey, as long as they pay for a ticket, even to see air quotes see Suicide
Right.
Squad, but sneak in.
It's still a
That
ticket.
hits the bottom
And
line.
again, movie theater owners, that is the reason you should go all pick your own seating at every theater. Because A, I'm tired of fucking lines. B, I'm tired of fucking lines. And C,
Go fuck yourself.
I'm tired
Lines.
Fucking lines.
of not getting the seats I want
And those
because
fucking
people,
seats are
you know,
nice.
yeah, a lot of them are. There are some theaters that have regular seats that are doing the pick your own seats thing.
Really?
The IMAX in Tempe, the big one, is doing it. They have regular seats,
Okay.
and you get to pick your own seating. Which their chart, they need to redo that whole thing
Yeah.
because like you can't see the whole theater on the chart, which is fucking stupid. Like you
Well,
have
it's
to
a
like
gigantic.
you have to
fucking
arrow it, like you have to like slide the screen over because we like one time I think remember what movie
It
we
was the
saw.
first time that we encountered
I think it was
where-
Godzilla, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
the
it
first
was
time we ran
Godzilla.
into it, we saw
Yeah.
Godzilla, and we're like, oh, these seats seem to be right in the middle. It's a good height, right? And we end up being like super far left. We're like,
But then I ended up buying the seat in the row behind us because like I didn't realize that how
fucking-
the mapping
yeah,
was.
it's
Shit.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So then we
Like-
switched our seats, and we were still too far. Well, like, not too far left. We were still pretty far left, but we just moved because it wasn't full. So
Yeah, it wasn't.
we're just like, fuck it.
All right.
There,
Move over here.
there it goes.
Favorite scene, Joseph.
Well, I'm going to address one thing that I'm surprised that Mike did not address, and that is the soundtrack for it was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
The movie
The movie
soundtrack, in
soundtrack.
the movie was stellar.
And there's only a couple of songs.
The album is hit or miss on some of them, but the soundtrack throughout the actual movie, it plays terrific because they bring it up, like they swell the music at certain points, and then it slowly dies down, and then sometimes it's just like Jason Bourne it up, or they cut it out completely.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope.
It was the best usage of music in a movie that I can remember since Chef.
Because
And
a
I know
lot
Chef
of it-
wasn't like a long time ago, but
A
Chef
lot of it really tied very well.
it was
into the
it
scene
was
that
like
they were
another
going.
character to
Yeah.
the movie. So it did
built
a great job.
It built on it for sure.
Yeah.
All right, favorite scene. Go, Joseph.
That's so goddamn tough. I'm sat here thinking about this the whole entire
Yeah, you
time.
have.
I'm gonna say it's a tie between three scenes.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yep.
so
I'm
half
gonna
of
Just
fucking
like
yourself.
just like Joe's regular Saturday, a three-way.
First
Go ahead.
minute of the movie.
Ew.
So you have
The middle.
the scene
and
that Cody or Mike likes with the initial battle.
Okay. Someone's drunk.
The scene where the Joker has the Chinook and he's just laying waste to everybody on top of that building.
Technically, he doesn't have the
I was
Chinook.
gonna
he
say-
has the AK-47.
Well,
His
has the
handyman.
Chinook.
No,
has
the Chinook is a helicopter, so he.
Oh yeah, what I'm
Well,
saying, but
Joker
you're talking about
has
the
the
Gatling gun,
helicopter.
right? Yeah.
But yeah, but they're laying waste to
The
everybody.
way
on
he's
top of-
shooting too is
Oh, and
it's
he's-
so
Yeah, 'cause
Joker
he's
perfect.
Super
It's,
fucking
yeah,
nuts.
because he's not hitting shit that he
Yeah,
wants to
no.
hit. He's like, fuck
But
it,
he-
make him scramble.
But he could be killing a lot of people though too.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it is
Yeah.
like he's just blindly fucking.
He didn't give a fuck.
But then
about anybody.
Harley Quinn just stands up because she knows she's not going to be hit and just runs off.
Beelines.
Fucking jumps onto that rope and just sits there and does the rope dance thing through the whole
Yeah.
entire.
some fucking stand-up shit. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
And then the final battle where El Diablo shows up. Like I wasn't expecting that.
I don't know
wasn't.
why I didn't think about it either. Like, because like I'm watching it and I'm like,
too?
Yeah,
what's
alright,
gonna
I'm
happen?
fucked
And then like I knew that's what he could do, but
But you weren't
completely
expecting it. Like,
forgot.
yeah.
Like it was just wasn't. Yeah, it was
Especially
great.
the way he was just like bringing in his powers the whole entire time. No man, I'm done killing. I'm done. And
Will
then he
Smith
slowly
gets him
is
going
yeah.
though in that one scene, and he just
He
fucking
fucking-
I was trying to
murders
see if you had it in
everybody.
you.
And was like
I was just playing, right?
Phil Jackson.
Because
wasn't it?
that scene was so much
Good.
better because
Triangle, bitch.
they showed that scene in the trailer, of him trying to get El Diablo hyped up
Mm-hmm.
to do that, but it was so much better in the movie because a little bit longer and he's like getting in his
And you
face a
see
little
the
bit
gets,
more.
full-
gets in his face,
Yeah.
no less. Yeah.
That was good shit.
Yep, that's it.
All right, we're gonna jump over to Taj. Your impression?
I liked it. I didn't love it. I kind of agree with Joe with the initial character initiations. You know, just kind of the storyline or the setup for all the characters. I would have liked more. But overall, I did like the movie. It was extremely easy to watch. I didn't have any points where I felt like I was going to get pissed off at where the plot was going or anything like that, which is nice because there are plenty of other movies, even some Marvel movies, where I get lost a little bit. So a friend of mine asked me, what I would have rated, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. So I was very enjoyable. I'd certainly pay to see it again because I feel like there's things that I missed. Even not even including like Easter egg stuff, which usually takes me far too long to catch all of them. But I really did enjoy it, and it was good.
Favorite scene?
Fuck Joe.
That's not in it. That's a different video these folks haven't seen.
No, you see, we didn't see the after credits. That was in the after.
Oh,
credits.
the after credits.
Yeah,
because I waited to the end the first time and there wasn't much, so I missed that.
Did the lights come up?
Did you wait till
No
after
lights.
the? I don't know the final.
Like when the lights came up and it was like just a black screen.
Oh, okay,
He must not have had it in his theater.
right.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't have
That's
an IMAX cut.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I really
Well,
liked
because 3D would have been really like too much.
way too much.
God's coming in my face.
Yep.
Phrasing. Anyways, your favorite scene would be?
The end scene with El Diablo. It was really great. It was more than I expected as well.
It's like the giant man scene from Civil War.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know he can do it.
But
Yeah.
you
They
don't
allude
expect
to
see
it. But man, when you see it, you're like,
yeah, it is awesome.
It's
and
a spectacle.
it looked perfect.
Yeah,
There was
it looked
really
fantastic.
nothing left undone with that scene, so I was really excited about that.
Yeah, for sure.
So thanks, Joe.
Welcome.
And fuck
Mike,
off.
you look like you had something to say.
Yeah, I was just with that scene. It kind of bums me out that we probably don't get El Diablo again, right?
Agreed.
Maybe
I was
not,
pretty.
'cause
I was pretty.
I know
excited
it's a
that-
comic book movie. They could do what they want to do. Like
The second viewing, I noticed when they walk up to the hole, you literally see like a tattooed skin segment like laying on the ground. I was
Yeah.
like,
That's why I thought he was dead.
I was like, okay.
Fucked up was that scene?
It
like-
kills Scott Eastwood's character. It
Yeah.
kills fucking Enchantress's brother, which we still don't have a name
Which
for.
is fine.
And we
Never named
we
him.
essentially kill Diablo,
Diablo.
too. We think, because like that bomb.
But like I didn't even think
Blew the
about
fuck
I didn't
up.
even think about that where he's setting the bomb and I'm like, oh, he's set it, and then
no, 1
run
second.
away. Then, he literally sets it and
You see it go
boom.
off. Yeah.
well, it
you're like-
explodes straight up, so he's fine.
I'm pretty sure that's not.
No,
what-
the part we see, like you see him get
Fuck
like
up.
incinerated.
Yeah.
And he knew that would be
He's
a
fine.
suicide mission, and he took it.
He comes back as
That's right.
yeah.
That was the original theory. Was he's gonna play Slade Wilson, but he's not called Slade Wilson. He's called QC. I can't remember his last name.
And he had
So I looked in the credits.
that's
Lieutenant
another thing
QC
too. I
something,
was kind of
Winslow or something
bummed
like that.
because I think that rumor got debunked like closer to release date. So I was like, oh, kind of lame, you know. But there's something about that dude can be a big star. Like it's not just the Clint
The
Eastwood
name,
son
yeah.
thing. That guy's good, dude. Because even when he was on screen with all those people, like
He
didn't
held his own.
Yeah, he
For
didn't.
damn
You
sure.
didn't lose him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when he's got the rifle up and the hat on backwards and he's taking people out. Like he's held up. He doesn't just disappear, and it's really hard in an ensemble piece with Will Smith in it. Like you're probably gonna
Take a
way
back
towards
seat.
that way.
The other
Yeah.
thing too is like you don't hear his name until the very end. You don't even get his full name. But every shot he's in, he's right in the middle. Like they show him a bunch of times solo.
I feel like they
But
still got a
also-
plan for him.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like obviously he could survive. He just might be fucked up, like half an arm missing and two-facious. Like he
Well,
could be
that
like
big
this
chunk of
section
skin-
of his face could be like
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera. Like this is all dented, and he's like, I don't know nothing but killing. He talks funny because his face is all melted, not because he's retarded.
Too late.
I had to explain
There's
it
no
for people.
recovery.
There's always recovery.
All right.
I just had the image of Phantom of the Opera singing like all retarded.
That's funny because all I went back to was The Ringer.
I'm the
But then again,
Phantom.
generally, that's
That's
where
bad.
we
That's
go.
bad space for anyways. For us in general. My name's Lance. I like nuts. But he could. I mean, he could come back
Phrasing?
for sure.
We doing
no,
phrasing?
that's
I
that's
feel-
intentional.
Okay.
I feel like because he was. You feel like he was supposed to be a throwaway character, but they didn't really show him like a throwaway character.
I literally
They
think
did
David
not
Ayer
treat him
wants
as
to
a-
make a movie with him. He's like, no, we're getting Scott Eastwood for this.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't make him like I can't change who he's gonna be because he could have just been playing Rick Flag. I like Joel Kinnaman in almost everything.
Yeah.
I actually like him in everything I've seen him in. That includes RoboCop and other things. But he made a good Rick Flag. But Scott Eastwood could have played
Yeah.
Rick Flag easily.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks
I
like a
think
soldier.
Kinnaman
he felt like
has a
someone.
little bit more name power at this point.
I mean, other than, if you say the name Scott Eastwood, people go,
Eastwood.
"Is that Clint Eastwood?"
Yeah.
You know,
Like
a lot
he's
of
not
people know him,
like there yet.
Yeah.
He's gonna be soon.
Oh.
I don't know.
He's gonna
what
get
it's gonna
something
be,
that's gonna
but it's
tip him
probably
over.
a
I don't
David
think it'll
Ayers
take
movie.
much longer than maybe another year for him, though.
he's gonna
It
have
just-
to.
he
He's
just
gonna have to
needs
be a
that
headline or
one.
something.
Yeah.
And
He
it's not
needs-
gonna. Hopefully, it's not a western. No offense
Well, I was
to
going to
westerns.
say,
I
is he
agree.
in the
He
Mag?
doesn't.
He's in the Magnificent Seven.
No.
isn't he?
No, he's
he's
not.
not.
No,
Which
That
would have
would've
been dope
just-
though.
yeah.
Which would have been dope. What am I thinking?
because that'd have been like full
Oh
circle.
no,
He
what
had
was
a
the-
Western
Yeah,
that-
what was that
like,
Western that he
Diablo.
did? Diablo. Yeah.
Because
Oddly
he's
enough.
he's done he's done like a handful of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all been low budget indie kind of stuff for the most part.
Which really is like same thing his dad did technically.
Yeah, like if you go back and look at Clint Eastwood's filmography, because that's a little weird because that was back in the day where you signed like I'm doing 20 pictures with Warner Brothers.
And they do them
Yeah.
in 4 years.
Yeah, so
We're
so
actually
it's a
shooting
little
5
bit
films
different.
right now. Here's your page.
but
for
yeah, I
scene
feel
one.
like he's kind of going through
He's
the
on the bubble.
process. Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah. So Taj, your favorite scene was the El Diablo fight.
It was, yes.
El Diablo and older brother.
Yeah, brother who has no name.
Adam, what is your impression?
Just like Taj, I liked it, but I didn't love it. I felt like when I walked out of theater, I wanted more. I love the team dynamic. I think they did an amazing job with picking the cast. It felt more like a Will Smith and a Margot Robbie movie, though. They took kind of the front seat to everything, which is fine in my book. I mean, I fucking love the scene where she got undressed in front of all the soldiers and he just cuts
Everybody
to
comes to a stop.
Everybody, including ladies, I noticed.
oh
Yeah.
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 I was like,
I mean that
one
was-
lady in the background was just
She's-
like super lady boner, just staring at her.
Exactly.
splooshing.
That was amazing.
Good thing she has fatigues on. Those are thick.
One thing I
Sorry.
think none of us addressed yet was the Joker. I mean, I liked him, but he doesn't feel like the Joker that it needs to be right now.
Oh God, Mike's gonna explode.
No.
I'm gonna get out of here.
What I'm saying is he feels like a younger version of the Joker. Just because he's wild and crazy, still it feels like he's still trying to find his own within the crime world. I'm not saying he's bad. I love him as the Joker. It's just for how far in the future this is, it feels like he should be a little bit more mature or a lot more crazy and dark.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Before Mike explodes and fucking face punches people.
I actually think he's holding his
'Cause-
breath, which is a little scary.
Yeah. Are you shoes tied?
Yep.
Oh, but you're hungry though, so we're
I'm
okay
hungry,
for right
so
now.
we're
You're not
fight
gonna
you.
die in a fist fight. Because he'll break you. He'll crush you like fuck.
He's picked me up before. Yeah,
He Joe cocked.
he did.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Forgot
Okay.
about that.
Out of context, that sounds amazingly inappropriate. So I'm gonna just leave that.
You're gonna
as
let
is.
that set.
Say nothing else.
Just let that hang.
I will say this, and maybe this will help simmer down, Michael. We don't know a lot about this Joker.
Yes.
Very true.
We still don't know the origins of this Joker. It's very similar to the Joker we all know, but we got to remember there's never in this world we're in. As of right now, there's never been another Joker. So as of right now,
Okay.
he is the Joker.
So there's none of that fan theory where he might have been Robin.
As of right now, none.
Okay.
We do know that Harley Quinn was an accomplice to a Robin's death. It's in her rap sheet as it goes down on the screen. It's
I missed that.
it's an Easter egg that's left that's nobody catches.
Okay.
Like nobody. It does not say which Robin. It does not say Jason Todd. It doesn't say Dick Grayson. It doesn't say any of those. It just says, I think it's something in the death of Robin.
Okay.
So it's like, as we know, there's always been multiple Robins.
Yeah.
We don't know if there's always been multiple Jokers. Even in the comic books, we don't really know because there's been so many different incarnations. But in this world, as of right now, we don't know of any other Joker that exists. So this could be the Joker. And yes, he could be a younger Joker, but we also don't know his exact origin. We get glimpses at when he basically gets Harley to basically dunk herself in the acid
Right,
at
when-
Ace
yeah.
Chemicals,
when he turns
and
her
as we know,
fully.
as we know from a Killing Joke, for example, which is everyone's theory of the actual origin of Joker, is he gets dumped into the acid at the Ace Chemical factory, causing his skin to turn white and his hair to go
Okay.
green.
That's what it was. I was
So
wondering
that's
about
what
that.
we allude to. That's how he became that way, because that's we extrapolate from the history we know. But again, this could be a completely different spin on the Joker. Obviously,
Oh,
why would
okay.
he bring her to that if that's not how he made it himself that way?
And then also, you could be right. This could also be Robin.
Yep.
We don't know yet, so we have to just in this
Face value.
this movie universe, we will probably get. I'm guessing still we'll get another Joker at some point. What I liked is one very, very different from anything else we've seen
Oh,
on screen.
Definitely.
It's you can draw back to other comic books where he's getting bits and pieces of it from, but not even really that similar to any one particular Joker in a book that I can remember either.
It's very different.
But like he's got mannerisms and obviously the look is a little bit like here and there. So yeah, that's why I liked it, is because it's so wholly original for a character that's so iconic, and then the fact that they give you a total of what, like 10 minutes of screen time,
Yeah.
He has a total count of I think it's 19 minutes. They said
19 minutes,
Yeah, that sounds
of
which-
on screen.
like yeah,
'Cause you have
like,
to add it
that's
up, 'cause
nothing, dude.
They
Like,
they include in the 19 minutes though. They include the silhouette of him on the couch
okay.
doing that creepy hand thing. Ugh. And then the scene where he asks for the machine gun, the scene with obviously with the Lamborghini, the nightclub scene. Like you have to add all those up.
But
and
there's-
that comes with 19 minutes.
And there's only one real scene where you get a really good vibe for how he is, and that's the one with Common.
that like
Oh,
that
wait.
that and I like that,
that
scene,
scene and
Well,
and
that-
the one when he's
Lying
interrogating
over-
Alpha 1.
Yeah.
And
Alpha One.
he's getting Alpha the main security guard from Bell Reef.
Yeah.
the guy who
and
slips Harley Quinn the cell phone.
They refer to him
okay.
as Alpha 1 because his
Yeah.
name on his uniform is Alpha 1,
Gotcha.
and they all call him
The
Alpha.
ginormous
So-
dick that
Yeah.
throughout the whole
Yeah.
beginning. Yeah.
So I really dug this take on Joker, and what I really 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 liked most about anything is you feel like he actually loves Harley Quinn in this one.
yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She's not just
She's
a,
not
a throwaway.
Yeah. Just
She's not a.
Well, the other thing too is like and it's a lot of people said that like it's a love story between them, like that's you can see there's real love. The sociological thing you don't see, like a lot of people haven't mentioned, is he loves her more as a possession way though.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
you can see there are some feelings he has for her, like that's
which
his
is
only
why
one,
he continues
but
to go back and
he created her. He turned her.
He's
with her
She's
like
his.
blessing
Yes,
though,
well,
too.
yeah,
You know
he-
what I mean? So
well, he saw that she was falling for him, so he manipulated that and brought it over. So and he feels yes, there's love there, but it's like the breaking of a horse.
Dom sub. Really.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know,
if
is
you
what it
wanna
is.
call it.
But he like there's that subset where like there's that little bit where like he does have feelings for her.
which you don't really get anywhere else.
Yeah, no, because everywhere
Like-
else, even in like the cartoon, the animated stuff, even in Mad Love, for example,
Yeah.
Mad Love, which is everyone's Bible for when it comes to it's a comic book.
What's
That's
it's
Harley
the
Quinn's first-
definitive
yeah.
Harley Quinn.
Because that's the original
Origin.
like origin. Like they even like used part of it from the show, but that was the
Her
end
true
all be all
backstory,
like
yeah.
her backstory. Like that's her killing joke basically.
Without any like doubt that that's it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like, the
even
Killing Joke, it could
is
be,
like
eh.
that's its own little world and it doesn't really count.
Could
you
be in
know?
Elseworlds because
Yeah.
did he die at the end? Did he not die at the end? Anyways,
Yeah, but like Mad Love is
Mad
like,
Love's
that's
it's literally
that's
it's,
scripture,
It's, yeah,
like-
it's that's the that's the what everyone like. If you think Harley Quinn, like that's what you hand somebody. You know what I mean? There's a Harley Quinn book that you can later on do that's more of like her thing, but like that's like her origin. That's what it is. And there's a lot of what you see on this movie as her origin that goes back to that.
Oh, okay.
So like him breaking her falling in love with him, and even in Mad Love, there's not much of him loving her. There's more
A
of
lot
that
of her loving him.
she's gonna do whatever he says, and he knows that, so he's gonna manipulate it.
and
'Cause
she always finds her way back to him. This one, Joker was going to
He
get
her.
hurt.
actively
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
after. That's what I mean. Like, and that's the thing is
And that's-
if you look at the nightclub scene with Common, it's the voiceover by Amanda Waller even says nobody messes with his lady, and that's what they show you in that scene, and that's everything you see after that. Every time he comes after, he's coming. No matter he disregards everybody's else well-being except for hers.
Oh, yeah.
because she is his. Yes, that is love. It's more of a domination love, and he uses that, but you can still tell that
But
he
there's
does
a
care
spark
for her.
there that
Yeah.
we've never gotten before, and people who don't really like, they're like, oh, I love, because it's been really weird with Harley Quinn finally coming into a movie. You have like, I'm such a huge Harley Quinn fan, and they think this like Joker Harley Quinn relationship is this cool dope relationship that they've had in the past, because like that's kind of what you just assume when you see some of the stuff they've done together, but it's not. It's been a horrible, abusive,
That's
terrible
when I
fucking
when I Think of
relationship.
their relationship, I never think, going back to cartoons and all that, I never think, man, he just loves the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
No,
When
you
When this
never
one,
see
he's
that.
like, obviously, it's all fucked up. It's all in a prism of fucked upness, but there's still emotion there that we've never
And it's
seen the
solid.
Joker display. Which also leads me to believe, like you talked about, like this Joker being young and
Yeah.
not really feeling like it. That's what makes me to think that maybe it's not the
The
OG
Joker.
the Joker. You know what I mean? This could be a take on a Joker that we don't know yet in that universe. And even if it's not, even if it's just like, this is the Joker, this is what this world gets, I'm super fine with it, because
Yeah.
it's a cool new unique. But he's creepy as fuck, and that's the
yeah, you can't deny that.
yeah, like that's the biggest thing you need in
I
this.
think the one word that I think, for me, encompasses this Joker is sinister, because he's just a complete different. I mean, he's not psychotic the way I think of psychotic,
Yeah,
where he's
to
like
me,
talking to himself and shit like that.
yeah,
but
like to
super
me,
sinister.
he is an amalgamation of all the ones we've seen. He has the, like when he's in the tuxedo when he picks him up and picks her up in the helicopter. That's the Jack Nicholson look.
Right.
Like he's all dressed up and he's fancy.
Dapper.
You have the sociopath version, like you have from Heath Ledger's, where he has the open shirt, you know, and you can see the tats and the jewelry and stuff. Then you have the flashiness of like a like an early one, like you know, like the like bright purple
Right.
suits and stuff like that.
From Adam
Yep.
West era.
But then you even have like a Mark Hamill one where like he is so fucking just, I'm gonna do this thing and it's gonna be madness the entire time, but he jokes around in it. And so going like, we'll go to mine now. So my impression is I actually love this movie a lot. Like I am on like so fucking mad that people don't enjoy this movie more. Like I get the liking thing. It's not for everybody. I know that. But people think, oh, it's fucking dumb. I hate it. Like it's like no,
no.
It's not even close.
you're not even
Yeah.
fucking close. This movie
It's
is
a good movie.
goddamn genius, and it's genius for two things. One is you have yes a huge group, and you have to make this movie with all of them,
That works.
but they did it in such a way where it feels like you now know all these characters except for obviously Slipknot. Spoilers.
That was
He's
pretty-
in there for one reason only,
To be killed.
to show you what happens if they want if you try to get away.
Yeah, to be
That's
killed.
all it
He
was.
He was there to be killed.
Head
Like-
blown off.
And he did.
Yes,
And I
he
love
did that
how-
excellent. So his part in the movie, he nailed.
Yes.
Right as his headless corpse
Yeah.
slammed up against that fucking window,
so hard,
just
yeah.
smoking, just smoke billowing from that fucking
Boomerang's
ragged
face
hole.
too, and he's like, oh.
And then when he
Yeah,
says, he's
yeah.
like, "Well, okay," I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you, Boomerang!" Like, it's so
Alright.
fantastic. So I love it. The other thing about this movie is it builds on a world that we've seen as comic book fans building from the beginning of this new universe with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Yes, Batman v Superman has its problems, blah blah blah. But this one does that balance where it takes that dark, because this movie is fucking dark. Like
I agree.
every aspect of it is fucked up.
There's no bright.
Even the bright points are like, Jesus Christ,
no
like
real
that's
bright
bright
lights,
points.
I mean,
Well, the bright point is like the love between Deadshot and his daughter, but it's like then you have to look at that relationship. He's a goddamn serial killer.
Yeah.
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 And,
And his
she
mother's a
knows it.
fucking and she looks up to him, but then
Yeah.
her mother is a drunk mentally abusive
Shitface.
shit face, right? Then you're like, oh, this little girl is so strong
to be able to still
to
be sane.
like, yeah, like to not be like. But then one of my favorite things about Deadshot is that last scene when he's with his daughter after
Doing
the whole
math.
thing, and
Oh,
they're
yeah,
doing
that
math,
was
and she
cool.
goes, "So if you're on top of this building and you shoot the guy down here," and he's so happy that's the reference because he can relate to it.
Right.
Like, obviously he knows math, like it's like that's his thing.
Right.
But like, he's so excited, like
when
he
he
can talk
goes
to you about
into
it.
like real world more variables, he's like,
Yeah.
but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and like, you know, and then he lifts off, you know, curvature of the earth. Like, it's so dope. So I love it. It's
Well
like,
written.
you know, it's so well written. And people are like, oh, there's no plot. It's like, fuck you, plot. You have to give the backstory of essentially 6 characters because we don't even know he can climb anything.
Yeah.
Cool. That's the most backstory we got of this guy. Other than the fact that like apparently he's like mouthy bitches
Yeah.
because he punched one directly in the face with handcuffs on.
That is true.
Like in the clip you see like, that happened and that made me laugh. I thought literally it was just like a sucker punch, right? Nah, he like full on double fist punches this broad in the face with handcuffs. I love that. Like that's like, please tell me that was just added on like the day they were shooting it, because that's like you're like, dude, this guy's a scumbag to the highest order, but he has a code because apparently she has a mouth on her.
Fair enough.
It's like, yes, I don't agree with hitting women, but god damn it, that gives you so much like backstory that you need. Like this dude's so bad, like he punched a lady, like that's like,
And
Yeah.
and enjoy. Those.
and then he tries to give an excuse like, oh, I justify it because she has a mouth
Yeah,
on
she
her.
has a mouth on her.
It's like, dude, awesome. My favorite scene though, I will have to say it's the 2 scenes with the Joker we were talking about. So the one, the nightclub
nightclub
slash
scene.
Lamborghini scene, because I equate those
That's-
2 together
yeah,
because
it's
they're really
pretty
they
much-
follow,
They ran
you know,
together,
they ran
right.
together. And then of course I can't remember the name of the technologies place where they go get the scientist they kidnap him to turn off her nanite. Reasons why: A, it shows you the type of Joker that they're trying to give us in this new DC universe. He's fucked up. Like he's the kind of fucked up where like you were saying like sociopath, but like not the crazy sociopath, just like a straight up fucking
Yeah,
killer.
he's not psychotic.
But he's psychotic in a
unpredictable.
fun way to him,
Yes.
and to Harley obviously because she fucking loves
She
it.
is into him.
Yeah, like she's full bore. Like when he's like, "You belong to him now," and she just goes for it, and then like as soon as she goes, "Oh, you don't want me," it's a fucking play. Like he played
you
Common's
knew,
character, or like, dude, you just got fuck, and he knew it right at the end.
As
He's
soon
like,
as he-
he's like, "No, this is your lady,
Yeah.
Jay." Like he's like, "Oh,"
yeah.
and then like this, you're
then
fucking
he
dead.
died.
You're fucking dead. And it goes into the one of the dopest Batman scenes in these 2 movies. Straight up Batman. Dude comes ripping around a corner. Joker's using the fucking Lamborghini, is going against traffic, endangering people. Here comes a fucking Batmobile, sliding around a corner like a goddamn pimp. Gets ejected out of the car, lands there, deflects bullets off of his fucking gauntlet. She's popping caps through the fucking roof. Then he sees the danger of the going into the drink. What does he do? Yeah, one swift move, pops the grappling gun out, gets the light pole, retracts off of it in air, reaches down, gets a rebreather off his belt, pops it in, dives in the water. It's like, if that's not fucking Batman,
Yeah.
I don't know what you expect out of Batman. Like, he might as well just like, at the same time, pull out shark repellent and be like, I'm gonna be ready. Like, you know, like that whole thing.
I feel like he wouldn't have shark repellent. He would just.
Oh,
suck
he was,
ass.
yeah, he'd be like right in the
Punch him in
nose.
the nose.
Yep.
Right in the face.
And then of course, the scene that makes me know that he's the fucking creepiest is that scene with Alpha One, where he's basically telling him like, I'm gonna use you. You're gonna get used. Like you're fucked basically. And he does that whole like he puts his hand out, and he's like he looks and he's like all right, and he kisses the ring and he snaps from like this serious fucking mob boss mentality to this he sits on his lap and he's like, I can tell you meant that. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, and that purr growl thing he does, like the back of his throat, I was like, sir, you are
Which
fucking creepy.
I really like.
Yeah.
As a cackle laugh.
Yeah, because it's like
It
it's
is
instead of just always giggling,
crazy.
it's this weird, fucked up, I'm gonna get inside your head thing where like, oh, this guy's not normal. I mean, granted, you look at him, you know he's not fucking normal. But that's what I love because, and the fact that they gave you this dope ass Joker, but they just teased you. Like they give you that little bit of heroin
Yeah.
right away. They're just like, hey, try this real quick. And as soon
First
as you
taste
leave,
free, kids.
as soon as you leave, like Adam, you're like, fuck, dude, I wanted more.
Yeah.
But then
Only
if you look at
19
it like,
minutes.
man, I'm glad they didn't overuse him because it might take away from stuff. But then like then you have to go back and look at all the shit that he did was so fucking cool. Busting through the wall at the very end in Bellerive
With
in
the
full-on
Joker,
SWAT
and it
gear,
says
and it
Joker.
says
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Joker.
I love
That
that.
was awesome.
That's so good, dude.
It's like that's literally something you would see out of fucking like Bruce Timm and like
oh
right
yeah,
out of the animated.
that was the animated series.
Yeah,
to
like,
the T,
and then he
dude.
just rips off the fucking mask, right? And he's just still adorned in it, wearing a helmet, kicking it with it. It just has that fucking white face with the fucking bright,
Teeth.
like the teeth and the bright, and he smiles. You're like, this dude is literally a
or how
fucking
fucked up he
sociopath.
looked when he was sending people out to find her.
Yeah. Just
And,
you can
like-
see like it's weighing on him. Like we have to find a way in. Like if like you know that point when he went out to and they fucking blow that guard up.
Needs her back.
Like that point, that's not the first stop they made.
Yeah.
Like he's like this. They've gone through dead end after dead end, and he's so fucking like just done with it. And it gets to the point where like he has that dude's wife at knife points, and he slams the fucking the
Yeah, it doesn't
the
say
tablet,
anything either. Oh, it's
and then
so
it's
good.
just her, and you can see like you don't fucking do what I say. Now I'm gonna kill you,
she's
but
not
she's
going to
gonna
ma-
die
it's
in the
gonna be
worst
bad.
fucking way. Like she's gonna bleed out slowly through very small cuts all over her body, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So like I love that's like that was my favorite part about it because they use him sparingly. He's so far he's an amazing Joker.
I agree.
And it just literally it's just like you want so much more. So
I
yeah,
think
that's
the
mine.
best part about him is that they use him so sparingly that you really want
Yeah.
a whole lot more.
David Ayer knew what he was doing. Like, yes, they filmed a lot, but I think that filming a lot to me makes me think they were trying to find the right scenes to use,
tease
to
the
like
shit
to
out of
tease
you
it,
with
like
it,
to
yeah.
use it properly to give you what you need. Because really, we don't know his backstory. Like I said, all they use that for is literally just to build Harley's mythos in the world. Like you see him move her from psychiatrist
to-
over to fucking sociopath.
Psychotic.
No,
You know what I mean? You
she's-
see that.
She's psychotic.
Oh, she's psychotic
Absolutely
for sure.
psychotic.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. Is I was worried about this. I was like, are they gonna make like these bad guys good? You know what I mean? Like, because you kind of like you still want them to be bad guys. You know what I mean? You still want them to be kind of shitty people, but you want to have just barely enough redeeming qualities so you can like root for them. And they have to make sure that who they're going up against is worse.
Yeah.
So you can root for them. And I think they succeeded in that because they're all still garbage people. You know what I mean? Like
They're all
they're-
bad
only-
people.
I
Yeah.
think
The
only
only
person
one
I
was
don't
El
feel that
Diablo.
about- Yeah, that's the only one that I don't feel that way
and
about.
he
Is not a
but
shitbag.
he like his story when he's going through the story and they're like, shit, what happened to the kids? And then it just cuts to Harley Quinn. She's like, he killed them.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, there's no like, oh, they weren't home. Like they didn't sugarcoat that. They're
Yeah.
like, nah, he killed his wife and kids.
Yep.
Like huge piece of shit. You know, so and when she tells them like we own that shit,
Yeah.
it's like, god damn, she's fucking batshit crazy too. But I thought that scene was pivotal because it was like he is the best one, you know, out of the,
Of the
group
group.
because he lost his temper, but it's like you still lost your temper. Like you're not gonna forgive that.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
the thing is, you gotta think, like, yes, he lost his family, but like the thing, like he was literally like making a name for himself by killing people.
Yeah.
And when she
With his
finds the
ability.
box of like money, guns, and the best part is like they even have the guns that are like they're wrapped up and rubber
Right.
banded. So like I was like, well, first off, yeah, come on now. But if then you realize like because at that point you don't know what's gonna happen, and then like you find out that he kills his wife and kids, you're just like, that sucks, bro. But goddamn, you were not a good guy even from the
No.
beginning.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then like
exactly.
He went,
Yeah.
I mean, making his bones, you
Yeah.
knew he was a fucking ass.
yeah, like he's murdering whoever he wants. Anybody he got in his way, he's
Anybody
gonna
got
murder. So yeah, I mean it's fucking dope as fuck.
Word.
Word.
Word life. Yeah, we're pretty good on that, I guess. Any last things about the movie?
The only thing I could think of, and I know I said this in text message, and I just forgot about it until you mentioned Batman. I think that so far, because it's weird, I actually didn't see Batman versus Superman until after this movie. I finally got time to sit down and watch it, and I didn't realize how much better world building DC's doing than Marvel. And what I mean by that is the little stuff within each movie has been directly in the movie and has had consequences and stuff. I had a little bit of spoilers because, and spoiler warning here, if you
Fuck
haven't
them.
seen Batman versus Superman,
We gave you 6 months.
Yeah. Oh,
they literally said, well, what happened? They literally said in it, like, you know, after Superman died, and I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Oops.
Like, you know, something about all the heroes and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? Superman dies? That can't happen. And then I go and watch the the Batman vs Superman. Sure enough, Superman fucking gets impaled by Doomsday.
But does he really die?
Well,
Well,
no,
I mean,
but
He dies like
the
they
whole world
and-
thinks
yeah,
he's dead.
no,
Okay.
because they bury him. Like
They
he has
bury
two
him.
They
funerals.
show the funeral.
They
you
show
know?
both of them.
Yeah.
So there was that scene, and what else was? Oh, and the Batman scenes where you could have had just the Batmobile show up and other stuff happen, and
Yeah.
you assume that you just see Batman, but you
You
literally
get-
see Ben Affleck.
Yeah, you
That
get
is
Batfleck on screen.
We got a
Ben
Deadshot
Affleck.
Batman fight.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
by the way was directed by Scott Snyder. That scene,
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
that whole thing. So that whole sequence with the capturing of Deadshot was directed by Scott Snyder.
Yeah,
Nice.
and so you have all these scenes in this movie that are directly linked to the other movie
In a big, but
in a
not
big
just,
way,
in
not
all of them,
not
yeah.
just in a after credits. Oh, this is how we're going to tie everything together. Gemstones, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Or some weird MacGuffin where you have like the Infinity Stones, that show up in the movie, but no movie ever really makes reference of any other movie that's come before or whatnot.
And outside of their own trilogies.
Outside of their own
Yeah.
thing, but that's what I mean. Like Batman vs Superman, Suicide Squad are two different movies. They're in the same universe.
Yeah, and but they
Make mention and you see character
They are very
crossover
connected.
with it, and I think that's absolutely
And
awesome. I want to see.
I'm-
And Gal Gadot in Batman versus Superman, where they literally show you a picture from Wonder Woman
Yeah.
with
Wonder Woman.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. I was going to say Chris Pratt. Yeah, thank you, Chris Pine.
I was
in
gonna
it.
say Chris Evans. Like it was right there, and then you said Pine. I was like, "Ooh, glad I didn't say that shit."
Yeah, I'm going to hold up to it because I was thinking Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, he was in a World War. He's not really the same guy. He was.
Yeah.
He wasn't a captain.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that came out way before any real shooting happened for Wonder Woman, didn't it?
No, so that they shot all of that, like what you saw. They were already shooting some of it. Like they brought in all the people they wanted for the main cast, like
Right.
his group of dudes and her. They brought it in. So if you watch the trailer for Wonder Woman they released at Comic-Con, which isn't a real trailer, it's a
But it
sneak
ends
peek.
with that picture.
It ends with that
doesn't it?
picture, but
Yeah.
they look different throughout the movie because their costumes and stuff weren't set right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because we don't know when that picture was taken. We just know it was taken at one point, so it's
But
okay.
but that's what I love.
It's not like you have like
you're
different people in it.
Your first movie literally ties into a movie that is not out for another year.
Yeah.
And what I'm glad you mentioned it too, because I think people Batman v Superman, I liked it. There's a lot that they probably fucked up, or not probably. There's a lot that they could have just done much better. They could have cleaned it up. But if you go back to Man of Steel, to Batman v Superman, now Suicide Squad, it's like it's there, dude. Like everything you need to build this massive universe, and people need to stop saying Marvel's so far ahead of them. Like, stop comparing the two. It's
Yeah.
like
it's
these
not
people,
it's not a race.
No,
There's a
it's
difference. Like, people are like, oh, they're trying to catch up. I'm like,
you
yes,
literally can't.
Warner is trying to do their own thing, and do I believe they're doing it the wrong way? In a way, yes. But so far, other than my qualms with Batman v Superman, they're doing an excellent job. And like,
So they get 3 movies,
Yeah.
and you say you really like Man of Steel, right?
I do.
Absolutely.
All right, so 2 out of the first 3 movies, not everyone, us really like for the most part, and then like the other one, Batman v Superman, there's a lot to like.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton to like, and they misstep here and there, which is fine. Like people forget, like Marvel had Hulk. You know what I mean? Like
2.
that was well
They have one.
this
Eric Bana
run,
doesn't actually count.
but like that I like that movie.
I like the Ed Norton Hulk.
Yeah.
I did.
But it's not great. You know what I mean?
No,
it doesn't
especially
hold
compared
up.
to like
It's
the
it's,
later movies.
It's the worst one out of all the Marvel universe, easily.
Yeah, because
Like, by a
if you
long
look, if you
shot.
go through the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe, which includes the Ed Norton Hulk, but not the Eric Bana Hulk,
No.
that one is
that was their
their
second
worst
movie.
movie. That was their second movie, and it was
So,
it's
and
the
Batman v
worst of all of them.
Superman is their second,
Second
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Like, people are thinking, like, because Marvel's built up such equity that, like, everything they do is great. I'm like, everything they've done is pretty good. Not everything has been great.
And the other thing too is like, yeah, like if you think about what we had before, this new DC extended universe, I think they call it DCEU, you have to look back. Like people say, oh, they compare it to the Nolan way, right? It doesn't have anything to do with it. But if you go back to do the same thing to Marvel, you go back and you look at all the stuff that Marvel was attached to before.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo,
Birds.
that was fucking rough.
Birds.
So compared to what that came before, yes, they are terrific fucking movies. But if you do that same thing to these, it just sucks that before this set of movies, you had such good Batman movies. And obviously, way before, not Superman Returns, but before that, Christopher Reeve ones, yes, they had some stumbling points, but it's like, we're looking at the fucking 70s, and he made a movie for $12,000. But they were good Superman movies.
Except for
See-
the fifth or fourth.
Fourth and fifth one are garbage, yeah.
Is that
The
Schumacher?
third one's.
What?
Is that
No,
Schumacher?
you're talking about
No, that's Batman.
Batman.
So
Oh.
I'm
We're
talking
talking
about
about
Christopher
Superman.
Nolan.
No,
So yeah, so then you go
Superman's.
forward, right, and you have Batman. You have Batman, the Batman the movie,
Yeah.
right? The Tim Burton 2 movies. You have Batman and Batman Returns.
Yeah.
For the most part, that was gospel for the cinematic Batman. So
Yeah.
we were all happy with that.
Yep.
Then you go and you watch the first Batman Begins. You're like, oh no, Tim Burton actually
Yeah.
didn't do anything
You forgot
good.
Who
Like,
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
Nicholson
picture
was.
wise,
That's
yeah, like
true.
you're like, holy shit, like picture wise, if you put a picture, like you're like, looks goofy, like he looks
Yeah.
stupid in a rubber suit.
Yeah.
But it was just the time. It was
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
that's
it
what I'm
was
saying,
good
like,
for when it came out.
Time will always make something older look worse. But then you deep dive into Marvel's movies, we'll leave like the 1979 Captain America
Yeah.
movie out.
That was
But you have-
horrible.
Sorry,
but,
Joe.
But go to
Go to Blade,
Blade.
X-Men, all those early ones. Yes, their name was on them, but it wasn't a Marvel production, a Marvel movie, because they at the time they had no time, like no money and no way of making those movies. Then they're like they built equity on a partnership with Iron Man, with the Ed Norton Hulk, with Captain
and
Cap
they-
One.
not saying they had like an unfair advantage. It was a rough spot for them to start making an Iron Man first, making an Iron Man the linchpin.
Because they were told Iron Man would not be a way to build a universe. Like
Yeah.
that's what everyone told them. They're like, well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try our best.
But the secret weapon to that is nobody had anything to compare it to.
Yes. Because
So as
nothing
good as it
before that.
was, like no matter how good the first solo Batman movie is, they're gonna compare it to the second Nolan Batman because that's the best Batman movie so far. So no matter how good this solo Batfleck Batman is, it's gonna get compared to a phenomenal movie.
Yes.
Iron
And-
Man was not compared to anything. They
Because
had
it was
nothing
nothing
to compare it to.
Because if you go back into Marvel's previous history before that, there's nothing you can put it up against because nothing has come close to that. Because all of it's been like the closest to it would be like the X-Men movies, but not even like that close because it's like a different like type of character. You know what I mean? Like, and even those like again like it was like they were good for what they were, but they're not stupendous. They're stupendous compared to the newer ones, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's what I'm saying is like the problem with or the hindering point that the new DCEU has is they're always, like Mike said, gonna be compared to the gold standard. That's like you come out and you win 3 gold medals in a row. Years later, you come out and you're trying again, but you're trying something different. It's like, I'm gonna run this race backwards, but like that's the way this race is supposed to be run. You're gonna be like, well, it's not as good as those ones, but
like
it's different.
If in the next Olympic, Michael Phelps try to do fucking track and field and he gets a bronze and everyone fucking
he
rips
just
on
jumps to
him
like
for
the Winter
being shitty.
Olympics.
You
Like
know?
he's like, I'm gonna
Like-
do skiing from now on. I'm gonna do that thing where you shoot stuff on those little weird short skis.
Although, to be fair, he'd probably win gold in that too because that guy's fucking.
Granted, but I'm just saying like it's a fish out of water.
Yes, absolutely.
So like it's unfair. Like I think it's unfair. Really? That's what you shake your head at. I said running a race backwards, but a fish out of water,
so mad,
which is
dude.
a little reference to what
so
he's known for.
mad.
That makes you upset. I did my
I've
fucking
got
job
no
today.
words. That's
So what I'm saying, I'm thinking was what Mike is getting at is, I think it's unfair to put these against anything but themselves.
I would agree.
The only thing you should be able to put these against would be content from comic books
Yes.
and cartoons. That's the only thing you're allowed to base these on, because Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, and Mike said it earlier, and I think we were recording then, taking him out of the bat suit and just putting a ski mask on him and not calling it Batman would make a dope ass fucking detective movie. Like dope ass detective movie. Like he's a vigilante. Take the Batman-esque stuff out of it. He drives around in a tank. He wears a mask, but it doesn't have a cowl on it. He doesn't have a bat symbol sort of on his chest. He doesn't have. Yes, he might have gadgets. But
It
he
could have
doesn't,
been
you
an
know.
American James Bond.
Yeah,
at
like
that
he
point.
could
Like,
have been a spy taking bad guys out.
Just working in the
Yeah,
shadows.
just working in the shadows, and it would have been a dope ass fucking movie. And really, until you get to Heath Ledger's Joker, you have no masks. You have no super villains, because even like the Ra's al Ghul was just a dude. Like he's just a
He was
guy
just a dude who had blades.
who had cool
Drugs.
fucking mustache, right? It was
he
just
drugged
drugs.
people.
And even
Like
like
everything is so. It sounds ridiculous saying this, but it was so down to earth how they played the
Yeah.
Nolan movies. It's like you could see, like all those things in a slightly exaggerated way
They're-
could have happened in real life.
they're
You know what I mean?
they're a Die Hard-esque type thing with a dude that only works in the shadows. He's not a cop. He doesn't work within the system. I mean, John McClane broke so many goddamn laws in there. It's ridiculous.
And Bones.
Yeah, it's his own.
His own.
That like if you look at it, like he's just a daytime Batman without all the cool shit, and he's not a millionaire or billionaire in our day and age. But Bruce Wayne obviously has that advantage, and then becomes Batman, and he only becomes Batman out of necessity because he needs to find a way. But if you leave that out of it, you leave Batman out of it, and he's just a dude trying to take care of the city. It's a dope ass fucking vigilante detective movie. But the problem is everybody's going to go back to the gold standard. And I think it's unfair because they're trying to do something that's different. Then they're like, "Oh, okay, then I'll put it against Marvel." No, you can't.
You certainly
Marvel
cannot compare it to
has is a different fucking flavor. If we're going by it, Marvel is your kid-friendly Disney cartoon universe.
Agreed.
DC is like, hey, they're wearing colorful outfits. They have a giant green dude who runs around. We're gonna put everyone in dark
colors.
tones. Like Superman's not gonna be gleaming blue and red. He's gonna be dingy blue and red. He's barely gonna be yellow.
He's gonna
like
snap a motherfucker's neck.
he's gonna murder someone on camera. Like if you would have told me before I saw anything from Man of Steel that he's gonna kill somebody's, like he's gonna kill somebody, I'm like, by accident, like no, he's gonna
On
snap
purpose.
a motherfucker's neck on purpose, on screen, right in the middle, not from a distance, not way back here, fucking center screen, 20 fucking feet tall, snaps a dude's neck.
With people watching.
Yeah, like witnesses. Like he's gonna have to clean up a lot of families.
And what's fucked up is like that, because in context of the movie, you understand, like, yeah, you don't want Superman killing people. I get that. But in context of that movie, it made sense. And you have to remember, like, Superman's only been Superman for like 8 minutes at that point.
I give him 15 and a half.
Yeah. So,
He ain't never punched no
but
motherfucker,
it
nobody.
set a tone. It foreshadowed these next movies, saying like, we're doing this a different way. We're
just
doing
gonna go
this
dark.
darker. And we could still have some levity. There's still jokes. There's still some, like, Suicide Squad brought that levity up.
Even Batman v Superman had some in it.
Yeah.
They
and-
were a lot of more misfires, but I think that's because of the content more than anything else. They were less
But-
jokey and more of just like funnier scenes.
But I love the fact that that's how it kind of like that scene is kind of the catalyst for this universe, this movie universe that they're creating, and it just rubs some people the wrong way so much because for some reason they want to look at like their stuff that they love as kids as like gospel, like that's their shit. You can't.
They're
change
looking
it.
through
You
that
can't
nostalgia lens.
Yeah,
and they're looking
you
at the
can't
wrong
change
way.
it. And now I think it's gonna be, no matter how good the rest of these movies are, these movies that I'm very excited about seeing, no matter how good they are, no one, like, it's an uphill battle for them.
Yeah,
Like, at
DC's
this
literally
point.
digging themselves out of a hole that they built themselves,
And it's not really a hole,
and they
though.
shouldn't. And it
You know
shouldn't
what
be
I
in a
mean?
hole. They
Like,
should be on top. But people are like, they automatically go, "Oh, they're not as good as Marvel." But it's like, dude,
Well, Marvel
we're
had
going a different
a
thing.
head start.
Not just that, they had a head start, yes, but they were digging themselves out of a hole because they
Yes.
let so many people do bad movies.
Fantastic Four.
Yes, like all like
Was it two
not
or
the
three?
newest one, two. The first
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
like you look at those and those are a fucking like the second half of Tim Burton's Batman movies. They were the Joel Schumacher of fucking superhero movies.
and you got to remember too, Marvel, not through any fault of this current group, like, but just because of how history has it, their two biggest entities are split. They can never, like, they're not going to be together for a long, long time. They'll eventually get X-Men mixed into that world too somehow, some way. Like, we've talked about it, like how it could happen.
Everybody at
But
Fox
it's-
has to die.
Yeah.
Like
That's the only way.
But
it's
X-Men
gonna
keeps
happen.
making them so much money, so I don't think it's going to happen in this current state that we're seeing them. You know what I mean?
it's gonna
Like,
have to be where the planets align and both sets of properties are resetting. Like they run through all fucking 97
but no,
phases that
but
Marvel has.
everyone's like okay with, like, I don't know. It feels like every time Marvel hasn't had a lot of missteps. I'm not saying they have, but there are things like you gotta forget. All these fucking X-Men movies are Marvel movies, and they all suck since X-Men 2. Like, they're not good.
The thing is, like, you got to
But
think of it.
no
so,
one wants to compare to those ones.
yeah, like their
'cause,
juvenile
they would lose-
record has been expunged because they got when they matured and became their own company. I mean, obviously with a partnership of like Paramount back in the day, they got their own reins with Iron Man, with the first Cap movie, with Edward Norton's Hulk. Then it wasn't until Thor that they were their own. That was their first their thing. Those first three movies are technically indie movies.
Yeah.
Which, if you look at them, if you said to anybody like, "No, it's not," like, no, they actually are. They were like Kevin Smith is. Kevin Smith hasn't released a studio movie, right? All of them are independent. They're just released by other companies. That's essentially what Marvel is doing, and they made so much fucking money because they were so good that they got to the point where they can make their own movies, and they got butt up by Disney. And now Disney's like, "No, you can do whatever you want. We literally have money presses, so do what you need to." Big green guy fighting space aliens. All right, cool.
it.
You know what I mean? So what we're saying is the same thing that Joe and I said last week: is fuck reviewers, make up your own goddamn mind. If you don't
Yep.
want to see it, don't see it.
Yep.
But don't go in don't go say you're not going to see it because it's got bad reviews. Make your own fucking mind
I'll
up. If you
never-
don't like the idea of Suicide Squad, don't go see the fucking movie.
Yeah.
'Cause
But if
you-
Don't
you're
do it because
interested
the
in,
reviewer said don't do it.
Yeah, like if you don't like horror movies, don't go to a horror movie then complain it was bad.
And you're not the audience at
Yeah,
that point.
you're not. That's who they're looking to get, that comic crowd. And if you ask me, DC is being fan service more to comic book fans than the everyday person, and that's what's hurting them. But also, what's hurting them is the fact that those people are fucking stupid.
yeah, hardcore comic book nerds for the most part, when it translates to movies, like, you're like, they're giving you what you've always said you wanted. You know what I
You
mean?
wanted
you're
to see
complaining about it.
Batman punch a guy so hard he goes to the floor.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Snyder
Great.
gave that to us.
The multiple
but
times
but
he
now
does it.
they're like, no, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like,
You have
no,
real.
like,
Like,
they,
Yeah.
You have Superman snap some dude's neck, and you're like, "Whoa, that's fucking too much."
They're all pussies.
Brandon Routh didn't punch anybody.
not once did he punch.
He didn't
anybody.
throw a single punch until he punched a glowing island into space.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he actually.
That's-
punched it.
that's
He
not
just
an
had
ex-
lifted it off.
He pushed and then he did this. Like
But
that's it.
That's not an exaggeration, folks.
Yeah, that's real.
Go back
that's
and
real deal.
it's rough to. It's not actually rough to watch. It's a pretty movie. It's just not a good movie. But you go back and watch that
It's
thing.
a pretty movie. Not a good movie. Not pretty good.
Yeah.
Not
No,
pretty.
it's visually it's a gorgeous movie. Brandon Routh looks amazing. The special effects for the most part are good. He doesn't fight a giant spider. Like that sort of stuff is dope, right? It looks good. But when you watch it as a whole, like if I showed you clips, you'd be like, that's be a dope ass Superman movie. Then you play the whole thing, you're like,
Superman doesn't know how to fight. That's what you come
he
out
caught a
of.
car. That was pretty cool.
The bullet
blew
bouncing
the
off
bullet.
his
Yeah,
eyes.
the
Yeah,
bullet.
the bullet.
That whole
Literally, the
scene-
trailer was the best.
Yeah.
Showed all the best parts of that.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
movie.
Like other than that, it's like no.
You're like Kevin Spacey was good, I guess.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
a
and
he was
he
a
got
good
stabbed.
what?
And he got stabbed.
Yeah.
With a piece of kryptonite.
Yeah, so like and, you know,
That was it.
so I say if anything, that's your modern day mark to base something like Man of Steel on. So for all the problems that people have with Man of Steel, and not talking technical issues like the jump cuts and making like
That's a
things-
stylistic
That's
choice.
it's an editing choice, blah blah blah. I'm talking overall movie. That like Man of Steel is your gold standard at that point.
Yeah.
Because Superman Returns is
And anybody
garbage.
who says the
It's
old
bad.
school Superman movies are better, they're not.
no.
They're not better. You're looking at the past with
Christopher
what's the-
Reeve's
with-
Superman
yeah,
movies are
rose-colored
Adam
lenses.
West's
Rose-colored
Batman.
lenses.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. If you did a Justice League before, Batman is your Adam West to Christopher Reeve's Superman to Linda Carter's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Those three work
and
together
they're not
terrifically.
better. And like I still like the first two.
and
I
Adrian,
go back and I
what's his
watch them
name's
every now and then.
Aquaman.
Are we
They're-
talking about the original Superman?
From Entourage.
The Richard Donner
I
Supermans.
want that.
Would that be like a Marvel?
No,
type
I
thing?
mean
It'd
like
be fun.
back then.
A fun movie to watch.
What?
With that crew? Adam West, Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, that would be the
Yeah,
that
but
would be the
people
Marvel type thing.
will still say those movies are better.
Yeah.
and they are completely 100% false. I don't
They
care
are
what your
1,100%.
No,
wrong.
Like,
yeah.
They are definitely
they
not
could they
right.
could say their personal preference
Yes.
is these campy, dumb as fuck movies, realistically,
Yeah.
but they're not better movies.
No.
Film like they're just not. These are real movies being made now. They're
And-
they're
And
with
saying
real
that,
conflict.
we're not talking about visual like technology. Obviously, drastically advanced from like the fucking.
I'm just talking
1970s.
content-wise.
But content wise, the what we're getting like what Marvel has done is made what people expect to see from the comic books and the cartoons on screen.
It's like
DC has just given that 3 times in a row.
It's like them saying the first 6 issues of Batman is the best story stretching comics for Batman.
Yeah.
And that we all know that's bullshit because there's 100 fucking
Because
all the
multiple
stories
writers
are better.
Come in and they,
Yeah.
You know
they
what I
do their
mean?
own take and
yeah,
And
and
some
they
of 'em are
the character
absolutely
evolves
fantastic.
like all these iconic characters. Like same thing in comic books, they're all better stories now for the most part. And obviously, like you can say Frank Miller's run was the best, comic book Batman. But I'm saying like the first run is never the best. Like it's never gonna be the
that's true.
best.
They're still
So
trying to find their
and these
own.
first movies that they do with these characters are not gonna be the best, especially when you made them in the 70s. Like you're not, it's not gonna be good.
They don't stand a chance.
I really do
I
want to
still
see a Adam West,
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I-
what I'm
like,
saying.
I
would be
want-
great.
That would
like
be
not
fun
now
movie to watch.
because that would be
I would watch it now.
No,
though,
no.
Yeah.
But had they made it
kinda-
then-
had they made it then it would have been
But
fantastic.
with the
I-
problem
yeah,
with
but I would
that
still
though is
watch it
had they
now.
made it then, the first Justice League movie that comes out next year, people were like, wasn't as good as the one in '78. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I get that, and I'm
That'd be a
talking
horrible
I'm talking
comparison.
obviously out of context everything like
yeah.
like Cody says the old not counting the old Captain America movie. I love that movie,
You shouldn't.
But it's not good though.
but it's not good.
See,
Oh,
like you can
absolutely
admit
not.
that. It's like,
It's a good bad because it's good because it is so bad.
It's fun.
It's
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
It's like if anybody gets a chance, we've talked about it before on the show, and this will be the last thing. If anybody gets a chance to see Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, you will think Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer is the fucking best movie you've seen. I will tell you right now, Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, you'll probably find it only in black and white because the color's hard to find, but it is. Even the color version's rough because it's like
It was literally
No.
made just so that the whatever
They-
company could
keep the
retain
rights.
license for it.
yeah,
It was never meant. It never was.
Yeah, they never actually made it to release it. They
yeah.
literally
Wow.
made it just to keep hold of the Fantastic Four rights. Because back then, TV cartoon, and movies shared the same license. So as long as you made something
In any of those,
you got to keep it. And making a live action movie, even as bad as it was cheaper than making animation back then. Even now, actually, it might be too, because some of those Pixar movies are quite fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
But that keeps the rights theirs, and they can do what they need to. So if it's garbage, it's garbage. But they're like, oh yeah, we made it. We did something with it.
and
We
it's
just
still ours.
But there's no stipulation of having to actually put it out. You just have to actually physically make something. And it's not like, because that's the thing, they almost got Batman almost went away from Warner Brothers before Warner Brothers bought DC. Is because Superman, because they didn't make Superman Lives, which is the Tim Burton one, they almost lost the rights to have Superman.
By the way, I'm okay with them not making that movie.
I kind of want, after watching the documentary, I really want to see the train wreck that they would have made.
Nicolas
But-
Cage in that.
Could you imagine if it was if it would have been good though? Like I know that
If
the
it would have been
odds-
good, that literally Nolan's Batman wouldn't have existed. You
Yeah.
know that, right?
Yeah.
True.
That, because it would have. It's right before it. It's right there. Not right before it, but you know what I mean. It's that's the stepping
Close
stone.
enough to
Where
alter
that
all
they
that
would have
shit,
no,
yeah.
this did wonderful. We're literally gonna,
stick with
we're gonna let
in
him do
our
one more, and then
Earth
we're gonna
2,
give Schumacher
Nick Cage
3
is
and
the
4.
definitive Superman.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of thing they would do. But then we right now we'd be like, oh, Henry Cavill is not as good as Nicolas Cage, or whatever Superman took after him, because he only make 2. He would only make 2. That's like Tim Burton's thing. I'm out. I'm gonna go make something like Beetlejuice, which I'm okay
Amazing.
with.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll wrap this up on that note. That's mine. Give me back.
Not good.
Where's my movie, by the way?
No.
Where's my guitar?
I've had all intentions
Where's
of bringing both
my
of those.
money?
and didn't happen.
So that's it for this week's episode of Comes Naturally. We are.
Joe.
Mike.
I'm Cody, and again, our special guest. Where? Say your fucking name.
I'll see you in Florida.
That's code for Taj. And
Adam.
boom, kids. And as usual, you just came naturally.
Have a week.